Welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're doing part 5 of our SERPA holster problem series. Today we're doing another drop leg holster on the SERPA system. This time it's for a light bearing holster. It's a level 3 light bearing holster for the Xyphos tactical light made by Blackhawk. The Xyphos light is different than other lights as it's slightly offset to one side, and that's to allow the SERPA system to engage the trigger guard of the pistol as it would if the light was not mounted to the pistol at all. In today's test, we're using a Glock 22 Gen 4 with a Xyphos light. Okay, so our firearm is unloaded. There's no round in the chamber, no magazine in the gun. And here we are with the Xyphos light. As you can see, it's mounted slightly off to the left. And the reason that is because I'm a right-handed person. And the SERPA holsters designed for these Xyphos lights are all designed to have the light offset to the left for the right-handers. If you were a left-handed person, you'd have a left-handed Xyphos light and it would be offset to the right of the pistol, and for the exact same reason. That allows the SERPA system to engage right here on the trigger guard. If the light was centered on the pistol, it wouldn't be able to engage. If you have a light besides the Xyphos you want to use with a SERPA system, you're kind of out of luck. The closest thing you have is the Blackhawk Epoch system. We've done a review on that. Please check out the link below for that system of holster. As mentioned before, this is a level 3 SERPA holster for the Xyphos light. We're using a Glock 22, and level 3 means there's a hood in addition to the normal SERPA release. So to get the pistol out of the holster, you have to deactivate the hood, then you have to disengage the SERPA release system. Now, the level 3 system is a dual system, so you can leave the hood open. I disengage the hood, pistol is not coming out of the holster. You still have to do the standard SERPA disengagement for it to get it out of the holster. So it's 2 levels of retention. All right there, you saw the gun hang up. That can happen. And what it is, when you come out of the holster, it's this part of the gun right here. You're coming up and you're just dragging along the controls of the side of the holster. Here we have an overhead view of the level 3 SERPA light bearing holster. And this is to give you a view of how the hood release works. As you come in and establish your firing grip, you hit this lever right here that my thumb's on, and that helps disengage. Hood pops out of the way, your trigger finger disengages the normal SERPA release, and out comes the pistol. Also demonstrating here, while the hood adds an extra level of retention to your holster, it's not necessary to use it. As said before, gun's not coming out unless I disengage the trigger finger retention. As you can see from those draw strokes, the level 3 system has no reduction in speed over the level 2 systems. The hood does not get in the way. The way you activate the hood is part of the draw stroke, so it's no additional movement that would add time to your draw stroke. With it being a light bearing holster compared to a regular SERPA level 3, no difference in your draw stroke. You take the gun out of the holster the exact same way. Now, even though the light bearing level 3 holster functions in the exact same way as the non-light bearing level 3 holster, it does require a little bit more practice. The geometry of the gun has changed because of this light on the front of it that's offset to the left if you're a right-hander or off to the right if you're a left-hander. This requires just a little bit more practice. It is easier for the gun to hang up on the controls of the holster on the draw stroke. That left light hanging out the left side of the gun is more easy to drag along the controls for the hood or just protrusions in the holster that you would not have in a normal SERPA that didn't have a light bearing system to it. Another part of the light bearing holster, it's a little different than its non-light bearing counterpart, is reholstering. It has to be a firmer act. What do I mean by that? When you're putting the gun back into the holster, you're kind of pressing it back in. So as you holster up, you know, you can't just go, oh, it's in, it's good. You got to push it down till you hear the system click and engage. Also, on this particular SERPA light bearing holster, the hood engagement is very snug, so you can't just flip it back like you do on other standard non-light bearing level 3s. You have to make sure the upper latch engages. The pistol we used in today's tests, and all the tests we've done on the light bearing holster, has been a Glock 22 Gen 4. This pistol has been modified with a Zev fulcrum trigger. Why? Well, one, it's an excellent trigger, and I highly recommend if you want to upgrade your Glock, that's one of the upgrades to go with. However, it's a lighter, more consistent trigger than your factory Glock trigger. And with a lighter trigger, if there's any truth to this myth that you're going to shoot yourself when you unholster this pistol, that's going to be the trigger that's going to help you do it. I shouldn't say help you do it, that's more likely to happen. Because it's going to have less pounds of pressure to activate the trigger, so the chance of your finger striking the trigger, causing the pistol to go off, are greater with this lighter, more precise trigger. So far in our conclusions of this SERPA test, we've been consistently testing different models of SERPA holsters. So far, we've only tested drop legs. We'll be moving into other models shortly. However, we were trying to be as thorough and complete as we can. We've just finished a test of the light bearing model of the SERPA in level 3, and it's got the same results as our other tests. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to today's edition of Pegasus Test. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future SERPA holster evaluations.